Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to put photographs and pictures onto your design. So these are going to go onto our template. I'm opened up at the moment date.psd template. So it's the template with the numbers, as that's the file we're going to drop our pictures into. So you can either go to Google to get some images. So I've done a search for flowers. Okay. You're best off, all these small pictures we've got here, better off clicking on them so that they open up. Okay. And then right click, click on copy, and then back to Photoshop to paste it. The reason I'm telling you to click on it is you've got a bigger picture. The bigger the picture, the better the quality. So if I open up Photoshop, now I can't right click paste, doesn't work. Okay, Photoshop does not allow you to right click and paste. Instead you have to come up to edit in the main menu and down to paste. So there you go, got my little picture there. My move tool, so it's the first tool in the toolbar. If I click, I can move that around. Okay. So where am I going to put it? Now let me check. Right, I'm on net on right hand side, and every time you paste a new picture in, it puts it on its own layer. So it says there layer 1. Let me just check. If I click that eye icon, yeah, that's definitely the right layer. I want this photograph to go inside this square here behind the number 1. So I'm going to call this layer number 1 or picture 1. So where it says layer 1 here in the layers palette, if I just double click, highlight the text, type in picture 1. Okay, it's good practice to label your layers as you go, so that then when you want to change something or delete the layer or move it, it's easier to find. Right, so at the moment it doesn't really fit that square. What can I do about it? If I come up to the options bar, okay, so go across where it says show transform controls, click inside that square there, and all of a sudden little squares appear in each corner and halfway between. What we call these are grab handles. I can click and grab them and drag them to the right size. Okay, as I'm stretching, you notice the picture quality is getting worse. Okay, it's what we call pixelated. It's not going to be that bad. Okay, once I click the tick up here in the options bar, okay, you see the pixel effect disappears. It's not too bad at all. To get rid of these grab handles, back over here in the options bar where it says show transform controls, click off of that, and there's my picture laid onto that square. Let me zoom in, get my zoom tool. It's a magnifying glass at the bottom of my toolbar. Okay. So the number 1, I would say, needs to move a little bit up in this direction. So let me get my move tool. Let's make sure I'm on my text layer for number 1. And now I can move that into position. Just double click the hand icon here. So I can zoom back out and fit it all onto my page. Now that's not bad. Okay. Basically I've stretched this picture. Don't normally like stretching pictures because it can distort them. But I've made it fill that square space. But it is a little bit big compared to my actual black line that is there. If I click that picture 1 layer off, okay, you see the black lines underneath it. So I've overlapped with the black line. Right. Let me show you a different way. I'm going to click off picture 1. Okay, that's gone. I'm going to come to my net of cube on right. I'm going to use one of my selection tools to select that square shape. So if I come across 1, 2, 3, 4th one down, click and hold and go across and down to magic wand tool. What the magic wand tool is, selects areas of colour. So as all that is white, okay, if I click on there, it selects that square and shows it with those dotted or dashed lines around it. So to get my picture in there, I'm going to do edit, come down to paste special this time, so next one after paste special, across and down and say paste into. I'm going to paste into that shape. Okay, again, doesn't look much different to last time. It's the same small picture that's been pasted in there, but what I can do, get my move tool, in the options bar, click on show transform controls, and I've got those grab handles again. What I can do is drag it and it fills that space. Okay, it's limited now to that square that I selected. So I can stretch this picture much bigger and I can cut parts of it off if I want to. And I click this cancel button up here in the options bar first of all. I want to show you something else before I carry on. So like I said, I don't really like pictures being stretched because the proportions can change and sometimes they don't look right. So what you can do, if you come to one of the corner grab handles, hold shift on the keyboard and now drag it out. If you notice, it's keeping the same proportions. If I go to the opposite grab handle, still holding shift on the keyboard and pull my mouse down, leave the mouse button go first, then the shift button. What it's done is kept the proportions the same. Obviously it's only showing you what's inside that square selection we made, but instead of distorting the photograph, the proportions are the same. Just simply, when you're happy, click the tick up in the options bar, and there you go. Move it down a little bit and across, make sure the number 1 is visible, much better. In the options bar, click on show transform controls. Let's get rid of those grab handles. Okay, still got my black line around it. It's going to be much easier now to cut and fold this out accurately. I advise you to practice that a couple of times. I'll show you again in the next tutorial.